Hey there, I wanted to invite you into our house on a cozy winter day to share with you all of the food that I preserved last year. I'm mostly doing this because I have, big dreams of having a root cellar one day and all of that. So this is my first year canning and freezing and preserving food. So I just wanted to kind of share and be able to look back on this someday. So yeah, get some tea, sit back, enjoy. Hopefully you learn something from this video or find it interesting in some capacity. I don't know. Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay. Alright, so I want to go through my freezer. Honestly, I'm not very proud of the freezer because, actually no, I take that back. There are some things that I am proud of, but it's so chaotic. What I'm realizing is that as I'm talking about this stuff, I might as well be organizing it and maybe taking note of what's in there because honestly, it'll be good for me. So something that I made that I think should be transferred into something else. I don't know. There's just a lot of air in there. I feel like I probably should start using these because I feel like they're gonna start going like a little bit freezery. But this is why it's good to grow things yourself or go to different farmers markets because there's different parts of the plant that you're not used to seeing a lot of times in grocery stores because it's just kind of like a waste product, but it actually really is really tasty and useful. Garlic scapes. So these are just pesto cubes that I made. I don't remember what's in them. Probably some sort of nut, pesto, garlic. But anyway, I froze them in ice cube trays, so they're all in here. And then if I'm making something that I want a little bit of a garlicky flavor, but maybe I don't even feel like chopping up garlic or I just want to do something quick, you just pop one of these in. So I love those. And I don't really know how to do this. Honestly, what I'm gonna do is wash my hands. It smells so fucking good. This year I fell in love with onions and garlic so much because, and leeks, because my brain's messed up from having COVID and there's certain smells that I've just forgotten or something. Like there's a part of my memory in my brain that just like doesn't remember some smells. Which recently I've been wondering if they're like smells I'm choosing to forget because a lot of them are bad smells. Now I'm just gonna take stuff out and even just organize. Ooh, this is exciting. This category of things are things that I have grown myself, got from the farm that I worked on, maybe bought locally, like from a local farm, either at a farmer's market or like a farm stand. Oh, and some that I foraged, so that's really exciting. That's my favorite one. I guess I'll start with that one because it's like the least amount. These are all wine berries. And we've eaten quite a few of these, so we had even more. And these are all from, I guess they're all from our property. You could forage for these in other places. They're an invasive plant in this area, and they taste so delicious. I'm not mad about them. I think people should give credit to plants that grow vigorously and produce food for both us and birds and other critters. But they taste like raspberries, but they're even more delicious, honestly. I think I like them more than raspberries. So the next thing I have in here is a few different packages of leeks. These are both, I think it's a mix. So some of them are from the farm that I was harvesting veggies on this summer. These, I believe, are like local. They're from either the farmer's market or like a local farm stand. And I got these when they were in season, so yeah. These are just some peaches. I don't do a lot of baking, but you could eat these frozen or, I don't know. Maybe I should try to do something with these because I froze them and I remember them being delicious. When things are delicious and they're in season and they're in your area and they're abundant, you just gotta like hold it close to your heart because that's the best. These are honestly chaotic. These are just chopped up bell peppers, but I kind of froze them really stupidly, and this is just a frozen block of bell pepper. And ideally, I probably like would want only like maybe a fourth of this at a time because I would like put it at like the bottom of a soup or like a sauce or something. And like, look how stupid this is. What was I doing when I did this? This is just dumb, Alexis. But I have these, and they're from the farm that I was working at, and it was the end of the season, and there was a lot of peppers to harvest because it was about to get really cold, and peppers aren't like frost tolerant at all. So we're yeah, we harvested them, and this is what I did with them. These are my peppers. Next thing, this is just one Ziploc of a carrot and celery mix. Again, like sometimes you just do dumb things. Like all of the skin on the carrot is on this. So like, why did I do that to myself? This isn't how I really want this. But it's there, and I will eat it. I have no idea where this came from. I mean, I know that this came from somewhere, but I just like don't remember. I wanted to say it was some of the cabbage we grew, but the cabbage we grew was disgusting. I did eat some of it, but yeah, it was covered in like slime. Not really, I cut those parts, but it just like was the wrong time, not enough water, just shit was happening in there. This looks better than that, so I'm gonna say this probably came from tributary to cabbage. The rest of this is all just some meat. Never mind, there's something else that needs to come over here. 2 things of cauliflower from a local farm. Purple cauliflower. Another reason why you should get food at a farm and not the grocery store, because look at all this cool purpleness. Last thing I want to talk about in here, because honestly the meat is like chaotic and doesn't even really have a story. And there's some frozen soups in there, you know, you make a little extra soup, you just put it in there. I should organize that a little bit, but I'm going to transfer this into something else also. These are, I made tomato paste, and I didn't really want to can them because I just wasn't in the mood to do that. So I made it, and you just put little dollops onto a tray, and you let them freeze like this, and then they're like little like things when you're like making something that you just pop them in. They're great. I love them. I highly recommend. And then 2 things of carrots I also just realized I had, which were in a really weird place. These are bones. I'm gonna make bone broth, which I've just been putting this in the freezer, but the freezer is like my place for things to go that scare me. It's like just put them in the freezer and they'll be preserved and I'll deal with them when I'm ready. But yeah, I've never made bone broth before. It's fine. They're just my bones. Okay. Great. So now I'm gonna go through all the stuff that I canned this year. This is the first year I've ever canned anything. And I think I was always just a little bit scared about the like food safety parts of it. So I mean, I definitely took some time to educate myself about that. But yeah, my favorite thing that I canned was diced tomatoes. Yeah, they're so tasty, and you just put them in anything. They're great. Maple syrup, which we made here. You know, it's a little different than the syrup you'd buy in a store. Honestly, I feel like we left it a little bit watery. I don't know, it's just a fun thing to do that time of the year. This salsa isn't good. It's like palatable, but it's just not, I don't know, it's like spicy. I think maybe just a bit too watery, but mostly what I've been using them for is more like cooking with them, like in a chili type thing, or if I'm making something like beans that want to be like tomatoey and saucy. So salsa. Next is tomato sauce. I only have 3 jars of this left. I didn't make a lot of this because I feel like with tomatoes you definitely get more like bang for your buck with like preserving them this way rather than this way. Yeah, and also I don't know, I should have maybe spent some more time on this. I just didn't really want to make it a sauce and then can it. This is kind of more like I would consider this more like a raw ingredient. Great. Last 2 things I wanted to talk about. This is strawberry rhubarb jam. The rhubarb we harvested here from our garden, and the strawberries. The thing that's really fun about these is that and this is why this is just such a classic jam, is that strawberry and rhubarb are in season at the same time. So they're kind of just like abundant and readily available. A lot of times it'll be like 2 for something on strawberries. I definitely think when you see that, even if you are shopping in a grocery store, you really want to take that and preserve that, because I feel like that's that fruit, like in its time. It's like in its best it's gonna be. Like, oh my god, Maybell, what the? I think that's kind of it. Oh, okay. Now there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about. This is by far, growing this has changed my life. There was so much more. I wonder if I have a photo or a video of the way that I braided it. I'm gonna put it here because it just looks so pretty. It's just so cute. I mean, some people complain about this, but look at these little tiny ones. These are like the tiniest of the tiniest. You want to keep the biggest ones actually for planting. And we planted so much more this year. Planted like 200. I definitely will go through this before it's time to harvest it again. Yeah.